In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between complementary and supplementary angles. Now, what I've drawn here is a right angle. This right angle has a measure of 90 degrees. And if I were to take my straight edge here and split this right angle into two angles by forming another ray right here, and let's call this point D right there on my ray, I now have an angle up here, and I have an angle down here that combine to equal my 90 degree angle. I basically split my 90 degree angle into two parts. Those two angles, angle ABD and angle DBC, are said to be complementary angles. Complementary angles have a sum of 90 degrees. So angles are said to be complementary if their sum adds up to 90 degrees. And usually those angles are adjacent to each other. And when we say adjacent, these two angles are adjacent to each other because they have a shared side, BD. So these angles are said to be complementary and adjacent. They have a sum of 90 degrees. Now let's say I told you that the angle DBC, let's say I told you that it measures 30 degrees. We could find the measure of angle ABD without using a protractor. And the easy way to do that is I know angle ABC, this right angle, measures 90 degrees. If I take away DBC, my 30 degree angle, I'm left with my red angle here, angle ABD, which tells me that it has a measure of 60 degrees. All right, let me show you an example of supplementary angles. All right, with my straight edge, I'm going to draw as best as I can a straight line. And I'm going to give that straight line a vertex. And I'm going to add another angle to it, or another ray to it. So my straight line here, if I were to go all the way around like here, my straight line here has an angle measure of 180 degrees. Every straight line has a measure of 180 degrees because it forms a semicircle, half of a circle, and a circle has a measure of 360 degrees. So a straight angle has a measure of 180 degrees. Now what I've done here again is I split my 180 degree angle up into two angles. This red one right here and this green one right here. These two angles here combine to form a straight angle. They are said to be supplementary. Supplementary angles have a sum of 180 degrees. In this case, my two supplementary angles are adjacent. They share this same side, this ray right here. And they have a sum of 180 degrees. That's why we call them supplementary angles. So again, if I knew the measure of this angle right here was 140 degrees, it's pretty easy for me to find the measure of my red angle, because I know the entire arc here is 180. I take away my green angle, and I'm left with my red angle. So it would have a measure of 40 degrees. So that is the difference between complementary and supplementary angles.